The forest always held a certain allure for me, a mystery that whispered through its ancient trees and lingered in the damp earth beneath. As a park ranger, I'd spent years wandering through woods, but none quite like this. I was stationed at a fire tower, nestled deep within a sprawling, dense forest. The closest town was miles away, and civilization seemed like a distant concept here. My first day at the tower was marked by a serene quietness, the kind that envelops you like a blanket. The tower itself was a sturdy, old structure, standing tall against a backdrop of endless greenery. I spent the day acquainting myself with my new home, running my fingers along the weathered wooden rails of the lookout and peering out across the canopy. It felt peaceful, yet as I gazed into the dense woods, I couldn't shake the feeling that the forest was hiding secrets, ancient and untold. As night fell, the forest transformed. The chirping of crickets filled the air, and the hoots of distant owls echoed softly. I made myself a small dinner, read a bit by the dim light of my lantern, and then settled into my bunk. The isolation was comforting in a way, a solitude I had longed for. It was on my second night that everything began to change. I was awakened by a soft whining sound coming from the base of the tower. Grabbing my flashlight, I descended the creaky wooden stairs, the sound growing louder with each step. At the bottom, in the faint circle of light, lay a wolf. It was injured, its flank bleeding from what looked like a deep cut. I had always felt a kinship with the creatures of the wild, and seeing this majestic animal in pain stirred something within me. I approached slowly, speaking in hushed, soothing tones. The wolf, surprisingly, didn't flinch as I neared. I managed to clean and bandage the wound, all the while marveling at the creature's calm demeanor. The next morning, the wolf was gone. In its place, right where I had found it, was a small, intricately carved figurine of a wolf, standing proudly, its eyes almost lifelike. Beside it lay a piece of paper, old and yellowed. Unfolding it, I read a few lines written in a curling script. To the kind-hearted guardian of the forest. The game begins with a noble test. Seek the truth where the silent hawk nests. There, you character we shall assess. A chill ran down my spine. It was as if the forest itself was speaking to me, drawing me into something far beyond my understanding. Over the next few days, the pattern continued. Each night, a different injured animal appeared at the base of the tower. A rabbit with a snared foot, a fox caught in brambles, a bird with a broken wing. Each morning, they were gone, replaced by a wooden figurine and another piece of the puzzle in the form of a riddle. I began to piece together the clues, each leading me to various hidden corners of the forest. A clearing where hawks circled silently overhead, a hidden cave behind a waterfall, an ancient tree marked by time and weather. Each location revealed a new piece of the puzzle, a new riddle to solve. As I ventured deeper into the forest, I noticed strange occurrences. Shadows seemed to move of their own accord, and the trees appeared to whisper secrets when the wind blew. Several times, I caught sight of a figure watching me from afar, its form shifting and changing, now a man, now a beast, always elusive. The riddles were growing more complex, the journey more treacherous. I was no longer just a ranger, I had become a seeker of hidden truths, a player in a game that was as old as the forest itself. The final clue led me to the heart of the forest, a place so ancient and untouched that it felt like stepping into another world. The air was thick with a palpable energy, and the ground seemed to hum beneath my feet. There, in a clearing bathed in the ethereal glow of the moon, stood the Shapeshifter in its true form. It was a creature of breathtaking beauty and terror, a fusion of man and beast, with eyes that held the wisdom of the ages. "You have done well, Zack," it spoke, its voice echoing around us. "You have shown kindness, bravery, and wisdom. You are worthy to know the secret of the forest." The Shapeshifter motioned towards a mound in the center of the clearing. With a wave of its hand, the earth shifted, revealing an ancient glowing artifact. It was unlike anything I had ever seen, a stone that pulsed with a light that seemed to contain the very essence of the forest. "This," the Shapeshifter began, its voice solemn, "is the heart of the forest. It binds the life within these woods, holding ancient magic. It must be guarded, for if it falls into wrong hands, the balance of nature here will be destroyed." The gravity of the revelation weighed heavily on me. I was standing before a secret that had been shielded from the world for centuries, maybe longer. "You have two choices," the Shapeshifter continued. "Become the guardian of the heart, a role that will bind you to this forest, severing ties with your past life. Or, return to your world, with no memory of what you have discovered, ensuring the secret remains safe." The decision tore me. The thought of abandoning my former life was daunting, yet the allure of guarding such a profound secret, being part of something ancient and mystical, was equally compelling. I pondered, looking at the radiant stone, feeling its call. But in the end, my heart yearned for the life I knew, the simple existence of a park ranger. I choose to return, I finally said, my voice barely above a whisper. The shapeshifter nodded, a look of understanding in its ageless eyes. Very well. When you awake tomorrow, this will all seem like a distant dream. As it spoke those final words, the forest around me began to blur, the edges of reality softening. I woke up in my bed at the tower, the first light of dawn peeking through the windows. For a moment, I lay there, trying to grasp at the threads of a dream that was already fading. There were echoes of a forest, a game, a creature, but they slipped away like mist in the morning sun. Life returned to normal, or as normal as it could be in the heart of a vast forest. I continued my duties, but something had changed. There was a sense of wonder that hadn't been there before, a feeling of being part of something larger, even if I couldn't remember what it was. Days turned into weeks, and the experience became nothing more than a half-remembered dream. But occasionally, I would find small, intricately carved wooden figurines on my doorstep, a wolf, a rabbit, a fox. Each time, I would pick them up, feeling an inexplicable connection to them, a sense of gratitude and peace. And so, my story remains hidden within the depths of my unconscious mind, a secret guarded not just by the shapeshifter, but by the very forest itself. The heart of the forest continues to pulse with ancient magic, safe and undisturbed, as I watch over the woods, unknowingly fulfilling my role as its guardian in my own way.